Welcome back, everybody, to the Nerds with Chainsaws podcast. We're your hosts, Dalton Wright and Brett Drogemeyer.
Good to see you're alive after the last episode.
Yeah, so before we get into that, I am just finishing the rest of my long drinks. I'm halfway through my first can already. I got a second one ready.
I am
What
also
might you be sipping on?
I am also having a returning drink. This one's from before we quit, or before we had our little year long intermission. I'm having a Yingling Hershey's chocolate porter.
I thought those were a limited run.
They are. I still have some in my fridge, and
Wow.
I'm 99% sure my liquor store still has some in stock. So I'm not too worried about it. We can actually get them on it where we live now, so it's also not that big of a deal. Even if it is a limited run, I can just get them next year.
Hey, fair enough. Well, to make a amendment to last one, I'm not sure what you said and I didn't watch the end of our episode, but there was in fact not a tornado that came down. Everything was fine.
There was a pretty good funnel cloud I saw from the Facebook pictures.
From the pictures, it was It was about half to 2/3 formed. The tail wasn't formed though. It was up by our airport. By the time I actually got all of the animals that I could, rounded up and out to the car and to my parents, the hail and everything had stopped. It passed by that point. So I was like, why the fuck did I even come here? Could have just stayed home like I was going to. But the reason I didn't is because of one thing. Without going into a ton of detail, my dad is an officer, and they only call the officers out to set up not necessarily roadblocks, but watch stations to keep tabs on everything as if it's getting really bad.
Send them out storm spotting.
Essentially. And so I was just gonna stay at home, and my mom had called me. I talked to her. I called Cassidy, made sure if I did leave, I got everything that I needed to leave. And while I'm finishing up my call with Cassidy, I get a text from my mom saying, "Your dad got called in. He's saying for you to get here." So I'm like, well, shit. That means it's pretty bad. And the hail had been starting at that point. I'm getting everything ready. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to put my motorcycle gear on. Not going to get hurt by hail with that. So I get all my gear on. I get all the animals rounded up. The hail stops. I'm like, well, I'm not. It doesn't even look like there's anything happening. I'm staying home. I ain't fucking leaving. And then, a golf ball sized piece cranks our window on the in the kitchen. Scared the fuck out of me. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay, well, never mind. Bring everyone out. The neighbors are standing across the street looking at it. They see me walk out in motorcycle gear, and I can tell they're judging.
Alright, this
They're just
fucker really
looking at
going
me.
out on a bike?
They're just looking at me carrying animals. I'm looking at him, and right about 2 steps out the door, it wasn't one of those golf ball sized ones, but a piece of hail just goes thunk right off my helmet. I'm pointing at him that was a good fucking idea. Don't be judging me. That would have hurt. And he just kind of shakes his head and walks back inside. I'm like, fuck you, guy. I'm smart. Yes. As soon as I get to my parents' house, hail stops, storms past, and I'm like, what the fuck? It was a whole lot of work for nothing. I guess what it did show is that we are not prepared to bug out if need be.
At least not quickly.
No. I have flashlights and shit put around the house for power outages, but that's about all the preparing I have here.
Yeah,
So yeah.
that storm did go on to produce a tornado at the next town over in Russell. So,
Oh yeah, no. There was some serious damage in surrounding towns.
even in Hayes, my parents' house had both of the skylights blown out, We've had some big hail before, but nothing's done that. Nothing's even came close. Like not even a crack in it, and they got blown like completely. They're like thick two pane skylights, and it went through clean through both of them. Our roof's messed up. My sister's car has a bunch of hail damage.
See, that's my somehow. I think just sections of the town got hit because my car, my bike, no dents. It's all fine.
Yeah,
My dad's truck, I think, got a decent dent on its hood though.
that's also what I noticed because like my grandparents' house had nothing. They had no damage whatsoever. Like the biggest hail they saw was like quarter sized, and they live like half a mile, 3/4 of a mile away from my parents. It's not very far.
I just think sections of the town got the good stuff.
Yeah, I know my parents had up to golf ball sized hail, and then I've seen pictures from Hayes of people with like freaking tennis ball sized shit. I was like, good lord, glad we didn't get that.
No, my folks had some of the golf ball size stuff. I'm not sure if we were quite to that point. Maybe halfway between quarter to golf ball. Here at like my house, I think that's what kind of smacked my kitchen window. Scared the fuck out of me, but all in all, a whole lot of nothing happened for me from that.
It's been an eventful storm season this year, though.
I mean, hey, we really haven't been hit by too much.
Oh,
Everything just goes around us.
Down here's been fun. We've had the town I work for. We had a pretty good flood. The river got up to like just under 40 feet in height. Its usual like normal flow is like I want to say like 5 feet. Yeah. That flooded out a good bit of town. Right before that, we had a tornado. Like literally the day before that happened, we had a tornado go through town, or like hit the edge of town. Kind of fucked up some shit. I don't know. It just seems like this year's been pretty good for. If you're wanting to see severe weather, it's been a pretty good year to see it. Seems like there's been a lot more tornadoes and stuff happening, and large hail and stuff like that.
Nah, see, what's been eventful is my fucking job. And I'm confident I can talk about this because ain't nobody from my fucking job hears any of this. And even if they do, I'm not going to name names. However, if for some ungodly reason person in question here sees this, you're a cunt, and I hope you get fired.
God damn, alright then.
With that being said, this person has been nothing but a tool to our department for literally no reason. Wanted me last summer, they helped us with for like a week. They had like a week left of their contract. They helped us clean devices, and they did a horrible fucking job cleaning, too. We had to redo their work. But this person wanted me and Ethan fired so that they could take our job. Because they were promised an IT job by someone who doesn't have authority to give it. And we were like, no. No, you're not. You don't have a job. And so she wanted me and Ethan fired. Anyway. She's just kind of had it out for us ever since then. But what was it? Tuesday? I think Tuesday. Yesterday? Yeah. On Monday, we had to move everybody from the high school to the middle school. High school's getting worked on, whatever. She got given a laptop. Like, nah, this is too small of a screen. I can't work off this. I'm like, yes, the fuck you can. You can deal with having a laptop screen for a day. But no, put in a ticket, listed it critical, saying, I need an HDMI cable took out the computer to the monitor because I can't work like this. It's important for my job. Need it now. I'm like, fuck you, for starters. You do not need it now. You just don't want to deal with a laptop screen for a couple of hours. We have other shit to do. We have to get out all of the elementary devices in the next 2 days because construction's already starting. We already have to drive through the grass to the back of the buildings to get to one of them, and we're not going to be able to do that here before too long. So, fuck you, you can wait. Apparently didn't like that answer, and so this is a person who wanted our IT positions, okay? On the ticket, needed her scanner plugged in. It's a USB. All she had to do is plug in a USB cable.
Oh my
and
god.
boom, scanner works. There was an HDMI cable hanging from the ceiling, which was connected to the projector. She asked, "Oh, can I plug that into my computer? Will that give me internet?"
Oh my.
Are you fucking kidding me? And you on our position, and you can't even plug in a cable, nor know what the fuck the cable does? Anyway, beside her just being fucking stupid, today, or on Tuesday, we go in, by the time we got to her class, the room that she's in, on Monday, everyone had gone home, the room was locked, couldn't get into it. So I just hung the cable on the door. To be fair, I hung the cable on the wrong door. So it wasn't on the door that she was in. It was just like a 3-foot HDMI cable. So my bad on that one. But puts in the ticket. I was like, sorry, we couldn't get to your room. It was locked right at the end of the day. We'll be back tomorrow morning. She asked, all right, when are you gonna be there? And I didn't respond to the ticket. I was just like, well, we're gonna be going there in like 30 minutes. I'm not gonna respond. I'm just gonna go there. Because we have to check on summer school anyway. So we go there. She's not there. We're told she's at the high school grabbing stuff. So we're like, cool, now we gotta wait on her. So we're waiting. She finally shows up. We get there. It's like, hey, we're here. What all do you need? What all do you need to be done? Trying to be civil about this, even though the entire department literally hates you. And she goes, oh, well, I think I about got it all. Thanks for nothing. And I was like, fuck you. Eat my entire ass. I think she was trying to say it as a joke, but not one person laughed at that. We just went, okay, and walked away. Went back, complained about it to my superiors, and even to my boss. I was like, this is what she said. And he goes, she didn't say thanks for nothing. I'm like, no, she did.
She literally did.
Those are the exact words she said. We think she was maybe trying to joke, but it did not come off as a joke, because she's not in that kind of position with us. I was like, can I, legitimate question, refuse to ever do a ticket for this for her again? And he goes, as much as I want to say yes, I know what that I know what would happen, and I can't say that. I'm like, god damn it. Fast forward to today, and I was like, can I please go to one of the other, like one of the tech, like the STEM teachers, have him print a shirt that just has quotation marks, thanks for nothing, and wear it when I do her next ticket. And my boss was like, see, I'm also on board with that, but I can't let the departments get into a feud war. I'm like, god damn it. Let me do this.
I can't condone that, but I'm also going to not say you can't.
No, he explicitly said don't. But he is in agreement with it. So, I mean, she's just such a bitch. And I'm off the clock. This is my own thing. I can't get in trouble for saying that. Nobody will see it anyway from my job, but I'm entitled to my own opinion here. I'm off the clock.
I know how you feel. It's like doing some calls around town for some people. It's like you show up, you try to be courteous, you try to be helpful, but Like, a lot of the times, it's... You have to put it respectfully. Sorry, it's not our problem. It's something on your end. Or it's something with, like, your property that is the issue. It's not on us to fix. And you try to be curious about that. And a lot of times, it's just like... They're just like, oh, yeah, thanks for nothing. I was like, I literally can't do anything. I don't know what you expect me to do.
Well, that's a little different in that case, because, I mean, A, the kind of fixes you're doing are costing people a little bit more money.
It's like, I understand they're upset, but it's like, yeah, yours is a little different.
Plumbing's fucked, and they got to replace their, like, main water stack or something like that. That's a pretty penny. You don't want to do that. But yeah, no, that one line, she's already a bitch and two-faced and everyone doesn't like her, but that one line, thanks for nothing, just turned it from, I really don't want to help you, but it's my job, so I'm going to help you, to, I'm never going to touch your computer again.
Next ticket, you're like, wow, that sucks. That got pushed all the way to the back of our queue. What a shame. Yep.
Because she also puts every single ticket that she's ever put in as number one, critical priority, need this now or I can't do my job. It's like, yes, you can. You're just lazy.
We have some like that too, and I'm glad my boss is in agreement with us on that. It's just like some of these are just like stupid. It's like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not even going to give it the light of day. Not even pay attention to that. You can call them back and just be like, no, yeah, you're on your own for that one.
Sorry, no.
Sorry, that is a waste of our time.
You can flip your own water valve back on.
You're not supposed to, actually.
Really?
I don't know about like Hayes, but where I work, it's in the code that you are not supposed to touch any of that stuff.
See, when we were renovating our house, we turned our water on and off ourselves plenty of times.
The way I understood it is it's in the code that you're not supposed to touch it. That way, if you break it, they like we could charge you for it if you break it. Is anyone gonna yell at you for turning on and off your water? Probably not. It's just, if you break it, you can't then blame the city that it's broken because it was you who did it. Or it's like, well, none of our people have touched it, so it's not on us. It's just kind of to throw blame away from us.
Fair enough. We got a few things like that. Now, I love the teachers that actually troubleshoot their own shit. But if they happen to break some shit, yeah, it's on them if they do. I haven't had a teacher really mess anything up, though. Luckily, at least since I've worked there.
You're telling me about that someone who was just like sending his username and password to you to get you to fix something, like huge security risk. But other than that, I haven't heard of you.
Okay, well, yes, a lot of our, not a lot of staff actually, it's less than I think it is. Probably 20% of our staff are just technologically inept. And so when it comes to like phishing scams and stuff like that, they fall for it every time. We do occasional like probe testing with a local security guy here. He sends an email out that's very clearly fake. And due to him also running our systems, he can see whether somebody even clicked on the email to read it to begin with. And then it also tracks who clicked on the link that follows. Which I don't know why it's tracking if you click the email to read it. Like, people are reading their emails. Why the fuck are they getting docked points just for reading it? But
I don't know if the little fucking tagline or whatever is like obviously a fucking scam. It's like, why are you even opening that? You should just be deleting it.
I don't know. I open those on my email because I think they're funny.
It is true. Like looking at some of the scam emails, it's like, you really think I'd fucking fall for this shit?
It's like, yeah, I'm gonna click on it because I want to read how poorly worded this is. Because half the time, it's Indian or Middle Eastern in fucking origin, so their English is horrible. And so it's funny to read it. I shouldn't. So I'm like, I don't get why he's docking points from people just for clicking on the email. But yeah, if you're clicking the link, that's bad. There's about 20% that click it. And they're like, stop fucking doing that.
That'd be fun to have a meeting with the people who click the link. It's like, you see this shit? It's fucking stupid. You're stupid for clicking it. Stop it.
Oh, we do. I don't get to be privy to those meetings, but we do have meetings with them. We're like, brother, this is the third time.
You keep falling for this shit. Fucking stop.
However, the majority of that 20% that click on it, like probably 15% of them, as soon as they click on anything that's bad, they immediately bring it to us and I don't know what happened. I was just trying to find a link for one of my classes. I clicked on something and now everything's fucking up. And we're like, okay, did you click on anything else? And they're like, no. As soon as it started doing this, I just stopped touching it and I brought it straight to you. I'm like, all right, that's the only thing you've done right so far, but you did it right. And then we can get it fixed. But so, in the grand scheme, phishing type scams, we're actually pretty good at. But there's about 5% that would follow through with it.
I was meaning to tell you about a cybersecurity fucking blunder that I noticed just because, I don't know, I kind of think in that way. So, me and Cassie are at Walmart.
You're playing chess.com and hit you with the cybersecurity blunder.
No, me and Cassie were at Walmart, and the cell service in Walmart is fucking terrible, so I couldn't get anything to load, and we needed it to load so we could upload pictures to get printed there. So one of the staff's like, oh, here you go. Our Walmart doesn't have a public Wi-Fi. They fucking take her phone and log her into the Walmart, like, private internet, like, that has access to fucking everything. All other servers, everything. And she's like, oh, here you go. Just logs her. She's like, you can use that to get your pictures. I'm like, that's not fucking good. You're not supposed to do that. She's like, just make sure you delete it when you're done, or hit forget network when you're done. I'm like, bruh, that is not safe at all.
Yeah, no, that's a little fucked.
I was like, I'm sure Walmart has good security, so it's probably okay, but that is still, like, you don't want to fucking do that. You don't even want to open that door.
Well, yeah, so, I mean, it's... Getting Wi-Fi isn't, like, a major step into actually getting something, but it is a decent step. From Wi-Fi, if you have access to their main Wi-Fi that actually has, like, IP addresses to servers and stuff, what you can do from there is you can kind of install a bit of a backdoor for yourself off your phone, come back later with your actual laptop and try to find your way through. But yeah, that's not good.
I was like, I don't know how to do it, but I'm sure someone with a decent amount of smarts could fucking figure out how to get into some important shit with that.
No, you definitely can. That's not something they should be giving out, like, ever.
Yeah, they were just giving it out fucking willy-nilly. I was like, that's not safe. I was like, even if they made, like, Cassie forget it on her phone, she could have just fucking airdropped the password to my phone in 2 seconds and no one would have fucking noticed.
Exactly. That's where it starts getting to be a problem.
It's like that's your fucking primary network there. That is, yeah.
Nobody fucking told us about this. We can I believe I can say this due to the fact that we were essentially forced to change our passwords now. But nobody told me and Ethan that we like our credentials because our network now uses LDAP to actually get onto it. It's not just one password like catfish bait anymore. It's all your students' logins, so their own stuff gets them on the network, so everyone can log themselves into the network, which is really neat. But sometimes it doesn't work right, and so when kids are like in the middle of taking state testing or something, and they're like, it won't let me on Wi-Fi. We watch them do it. It's still not letting them on. We're like, oh shit. Here, and we'll just take their device, put our credentials into their network, and be like, there you go, on your way. Didn't think anything of that. Like, why would the Wi-Fi's be different, right? It's the main Wi-Fi. Apparently they are. Not in a big way, but Ryan was like, yo, y'all need to stop doing that. How many of you done it to? We're like, why? It's like, you guys have more permissions than like the students do. Not by a ton. The biggest thing is it has our camera system. But you shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, well, they can't get into the camera system without the app, right? He's like, yes, but they could go onto the web version. I'm like, well, A, they would have to know the website for starters, and B, would still need admin passwords. Because you're right, they couldn't really get on it. But the bigger problem, more so than the permissions it allows, is the fact that since there's only fucking 3 of you on that network, on that section of like users, it's like I only gave you guys a 64 address limit. It's like if you put it on enough people,
It's gonna
and they're
stop
all
working.
trying to connect at the same time, you're gonna be fighting for internet spaces, and it just kick you off. I'm like, what the fuck, Brian? Why didn't you tell us this?
That would have
How
been
many
good
people
to
did you
know.
do it to? I was like, well, obviously not 60, otherwise we would have been fighting. Like yeah, over the summer here, since everything's getting re-imaged, it's gonna be awesome now. Like, it wouldn't be a problem. But you guys should reset your stuff. I'm like, God damn it, Brian. I don't want to reset my password. I like my password.
I forgot about the old password at the high school.
Fucking catfish, baby.
Catfish bait, yeah.
We even had a teacher come up. Like, I think it was Harris. And he goes, I have some student teachers coming in that need to do some presentations. Is the password getting on still just catfish bait? And I'm like, brother, it ain't been that all year. We changed that.
It hasn't been that
used
for
to
a
be,
while.
though. No, actually, it was. When I got hired, it was still that. Dude, that's what we like failed on our evaluations for insurance was our fucking password security. And that's when the ransom happened. They're like, you guys have to implement like these 4 more things before we insure you again. We're like, yeah, okay, fair enough. So now our security is like up to snuff, but it fucking was not for a while. Pretty sure half the students knew the password anyway.
Yeah, it wasn't very... It wasn't a very well kept secret what the password was.
And now there's actual requirements, length, complexity, resets every so often. Like, the higher permissions you have, the more complex it gets. Like, we have proper security now. Something to where, like, brute force attacks couldn't work. You could brute force catfish bait.
You could probably do that pretty fucking quickly, honestly.
Well, how many letters is that? It's 11 letters, so an actual, like, brute force, like, the way I learned brute force attacks anyway, there's probably more sophisticated ones. But what I learned through college is how to brute force it through the command prompt, through your actual terminal. An 11-letter password brute forced through terminal, which requires you to have already requires you to establish some sort of connection already. It would take it a couple of days
I just typed it into
to
a
actually do it.
calculator. It would take 2 weeks and 6 days maximum. That's the maximum amount of time it would take.
Yeah, because the way brute forcing through the terminal works is it goes through every single character, special character, numbers, capitals, everything. Every combination possible for one letter. And if it doesn't find it through one, it moves to two and does every combination possible. From 1 to 3 letters of brute force can be done in under 5 seconds. 4 takes it about 30. 5 letters takes it a couple of minutes. 6 letters takes it like an hour. 7 takes it a few hours up to a day, I think. It just gets exponentially more. So an 11-letter password, it'd take a bit to brute force it, but you could if you're patient. And if you could keep the connection the whole time. So, it's unlikely somebody would brute force it, but you could.
I'm
With
curious.
how we're set up now, brute force attacks just
Impossible.
they just won't work. It'd take way too long. It'd take months.
I guess nothing's impossible, but very, very difficult.
No, you can brute force any password.
Yeah.
It would just take forever. It'd take a very long time, and at that point, is it worth it? If you have to keep some sort of link to the attack for months at a time, it's gonna get found, so it's no longer viable.
Hide a Raspberry Pi in the ceiling somewhere.
Well, not even just that. It'd ping somewhere on the server.
That is true.
Oh, hey, this thing's been connected and been in the terminal for 3 weeks, and you're like, that's not good.
That's not supposed
And you'd
to
cut
do
it,
that.
and you would cut it immediately once found.
That's not supposed to be there. Oh.
But to leave the nerdy side of technology here and bring it back to what we're kind of more accustomed to.
Get out of the nerds phase. Now we need to transition back to the chainsaws phase.
Less chainsaws still stays a little nerdy, but Dyson Sphere.
Yeah. I feel like that is not less nerdy. I feel like that is equally there.
It's not equally as nerdy because I mean, who the fuck? There's not that many people who are like into cybersecurity, right?
That's fair.
I mean, it's my degree and the career path I'm trying to go into, and even I'm like, fucking hell, I don't want to do this anymore. Like networking, I hate networking. But in order to be a good cybersecurity person, like a good consultant, you have to know networking, attack types, prevention types, and coding. You have to know programming to be a good cybersecurity consultant. It's so much that you have to know, and I know 1% of everything that's out there. 1% might be generous. It's probably like half. Like that gets into some stuff. But Dyson Sphere, shit, if you've played Satisfactory, you kind of know what's happening.
Dyson Sphere program. We've both been playing a good bit of that recently. I actually just bought it not that long ago. It was on sale.
I've had it for a while, but I didn't play much of it. In fact, your first save actually went further than I ever got.
I'm on my second planet now. I'm starting to set up shop over on the next planet over.
See, Dyson Sphere program, DSP, for anyone who does for those who don't know what it is, it's a factory builder. It's a top-down factory builder game where the entire point is energy production, like most factory builders are.
Except this
You're
one.
trying to you're trying to build one item, one main item that finishes the game. But to get there, you got to build dozens of others, and you have to power it somehow. Dyson Sphere programs, obviously, building Dyson spheres to give you the power.
So yeah, it's a really cool game. I kind of wish I would have bought it sooner because it's a factory builder, but you get an entire like multi-star system.
You get a star cluster.
Yeah, you get a star cluster to build your factory in.
You can change it to a smaller cluster size, but I'm not sure why you would. The default's even maxed on the size, which is 64 planets. Or 64 stars. I'm not sure how many planets. I mean, planets per star varies, but sometimes they're gas giants anyway, so you can't do much on them.
Yeah, it's like my original star system has, it has my like your starter planet. My starter planet's actually a satellite that orbits a gas giant, and then I have two other planets, and then the star, and that's it in my starter system.
See, I had to restart my game actually because when I first started Dyson Sphere back, I don't know, a year or so ago, the game was in its infancy still, kind of, pretty much anyway. Since then, they added combat. There was no combat when I started. They added the fog, and when I started my newest playthrough, I was like, man, I don't want to fight nothing. I'm scared. I'm just gonna turn them off. But playing through a little bit of that and noticing how much of the tech tree was added just for combat, I was like, well, oh shit. Before I get too far, I might as well just start again and actually turn on the fog. It can't be that bad, especially with base settings. So, currently I don't know what all it entails. All I know is they can invade your planet, they have home worlds, they can build space stations, kind of Dyson spheres themselves, and there's even, like, ship-to-ship combat out in space. That's all I know.
They're actually on your starter planet right now.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they have a base on it. It spawns you on one side of the planet. On the exact opposite side is where they are right now.
Huh. See, what I liked, let me go ahead. I'm in the game right now. I was playing a little bit before I got home to actually do the podcast. I'm going to save the game right now. I'm just going to call it Foggy Boy. Save. What I liked about all the fog mechanics is you can fine tune the way the fog actually works, and the aggressiveness level is what I thought was funny. There's 6 different levels of aggressiveness. If you've played Stellaris, you can probably guess what the different levels are. Normal level, they use AI, the machine learning in game, to see how you're acting, see how your base is growing, see if you're growing your munitions, see how much power you're using. And they'll use that to kind of dictate whether or not to grow their own bases or attack you. What I like are the low difficulties. I just have mine on normal right now, but the low difficulties sounded funny. Because the lowest one's just called dummy. And they're basically just listed as mosquitoes. Like, yeah, they don't do shit to you. They just kind of sit there.
They just
murder them when you feel like it.
Slightly inconvenience you.
Pretty much. At that aggressiveness, they never come after you. They'll grow their size, But you could walk straight past. You could walk straight through their base, and they wouldn't lift a fucking finger. And like that's kind of funny, actually. That's basically just turning them off.
It's like I haven't played with them yet because I wanted to figure out what the fuck I was doing before I introduced any enemies. So my save still doesn't have any, which is fine.
Oh, I thought you did have the fog.
No, I turned them off. I was like, I don't want to fight anything while I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. That's why my save name, literally my save name is what is happening. Because if I'm being perfectly honest, the fucking tutorial in this game is garbage.
Okay, but I'm kind of a fan of limited tutorial.
I am also a fan. Like, I watched one YouTube video of like how to get started, and I'm like, okay, boom, I know how to do it now. And the tutorial, since I've watched that video, has been more helpful as it starts showing you more complicated stuff. It is better, but like to get started, it is rough. There's a lot of shit you gotta learn quick, and it doesn't do the best job explaining it.
See, I'm a fan of just figure it out. Just here you go. Here's the basics. Figure the rest out. Cause yeah, that leads to your first playthrough being real rough and a lot of spaghetti and figuring it out. But then you're like, all right, I'm starting again. And we're doing this right, and it's fun to me seeing the differences between your first and second playthrough.
Well, that's where it's even more fun on here, is with the multiple planets. You're like, all right, my homeworld planet is complete fucking disaster, shit everywhere, nothing makes sense. But then, you know, you can fly over to your like second planet you get to, and everything's nice and organized since you know what you're doing now, and it looks good. You're just like, the homeworld can just be a fucking clusterfuck. We've moved on from there though.
Well, even in this game, what sounds daunting but really isn't, nothing's infinite. All materials are finite. Your home planet, all the other planets, will run out of resources, forcing you to move on. Play the game long enough, and wrong enough,
long enough,
you'll strip everything. So while it's highly unlikely that you'll run out of shit before you finish the end game objective, which it lets you keep playing afterwards, you could. If you fucked up bad enough, you could. Like, if you didn't invest in enough like energy to actually get your mech to another planet to get more resources, and you burned everything off, you could get stuck, and that's game. You could soft lock your game that way, which some people might be like, well, why the fuck would I do that? Why would I play a game that lets me brick my save? I think that's pretty cool, actually.
I also think it's cool. It's because that's not good. That's probably not going to be your only save ever that you're going to play, like some games. Like
factory builders, you're going to have multiple.
And on that one too, it lets you see the Milky Way, so you can see star clusters. It has a whole map of it. As you start like making Dyson spheres and blocking out the suns, you can see on the Milky Way like sections of it getting darker.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how it works.
See, I've gone into the Milky Way view, but obviously it's an entire fucking galaxy, and it gives every single star in it. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find like your star cluster's coordinates and like see it getting darker because you're fucking blocking out the sun with solar panels to make a Dyson sphere.
Apparently, since this game's came out, there's only been 1.5 million actual Dyson spheres made. The rest are all just solar sail. mirrors around it. That is a hell of a map, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, it's an entire galaxy.
I mean, obviously, it can't be 1-to-1 with the real Milky Way. We don't know every single star, but how close do you think it is?
It can get pretty close.
I think if I click on any of these, it'll have Oh, never fucking mind.
What?
I was just about to ask, do you think any of these clusters will have more than one engineer? It says 98.
Damn.
So, my question was answered very fast.
Dyson Sphere program.
I know. 1,335 engineers. Generation almost 3 petawatts of energy.
Dyson Sphere program, where the objective is to block out the entire galaxy of light production.
It's a pretty cool game, honestly.
It really combines like two things that I really enjoy, and that's like the space exploration side of things and the factory. I really like factory builder games too. I don't play them enough.
Honestly, I think the only other factory builder either of us have played is Satisfactory.
I have another one, or I guess it's not a factory builder. I like the like sim games. So like City Skylines. I've played a shit ton of City Skylines.
Well, those are city builders, and they're a little different.
They're a little different, but it's the same like sort of like simulation, like optimized stuff kind of game.
Yeah, city builders still have a ton of intricate systems that you got to learn and make everything balanced right. But in those, you're trying to meet the population needs. You're trying to make everyone happy, make everything functional. Whereas in factory builders, instead of building towns, it's optimizing conveyor belts and logistics. Which this game has some fucking... It has some logistical components that I will probably never touch. Pretty early on, did you see that there's a component that is a traffic monitor?
Yeah.
Never will touch that. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, there's some... You can get into some crazy amounts of optimization. That's never how I've really played factory builder games. I've never really had the desire to like perfectly optimize it. Like this thing puts out this much of this, and I need this many of this to use it at 100% efficiency. I usually go for the more brute force method of, this thing isn't getting enough resources to produce very fast. We'll just give it a shit ton more.
See, I play Satisfactory with pure optimization in mind. Because it makes it really easy to do that. Any building you click on gives you its percentage, and you can pretty easily tell what's falling behind on it. This game just gives you so many more logistic components to actually make optimization happen that I just get a little overwhelmed. So if you're someone who's like autism really strikes with making everything perfect, this is a great game for you. Or it might be your personal hell. Depends on how you look at it. Because unlike Satisfactory, where here are resource nodes. So if I put a Mark 1 miner on it, I'll be getting 120 resources a second. I can split that off nice and even, good numbers. Nah, this one is... Here's a cluster of resources. Your miner can get some number of them. Maybe. It will run out. And then it'll be doing jack shit, and you gotta rebuild your stuff around it. It could turn into your hell pretty fast, because you don't have solid numbers to rely on anymore.
Yeah. Well, it's like the other thing with the game is just like I said, I'm not like super concerned about like perfect optimization, and the game really doesn't punish you for that either. It's like if things aren't 100% optimized perfectly, it doesn't really matter. Stuff might take a little longer to make, but it's not going to like fucking throw you to the ground and like your factory's like fucking worthless and nothing's working and you can't make any progress. It's like, oh.
Whoa. But the only thing it actually punishes you for is the entire main premise of the game, which is power generation. You do still have to stay on top of that, as insufficient power will lead to rolling blackouts.
Yeah, that is the only thing that you have to be really on top of is producing power, and there is so many ways to produce and store power in this game that it is really not that much of an issue.
Nah, power in Satisfactory is a bit more of a problem. The only difference in this is you pilot a mech, the mech needs power as well. Crafting shit in your inventory takes power. Moving takes power. Doing anything in world as your character will take power, and it's pretty hard to do so, but if you run out of power, good luck. You will slow to a crawl.
Yeah.
And if you run out of power in outer space, well, have fun drifting.
Kind of just drifting. But, yeah, there's so many ways to make power. You can have wind power, you can have solar power, you have geothermal power, you have nuclear power, you have you can just burn coal, you can make more efficient fuels. There's so many ways to make power, and you can store power. Like, it doesn't take you super long to get I think they're called accumulators in that game, but it's just a big fucking battery pack, basically.
It does let you get into some more complicated recipes with kind of like what Satisfactory added later on. You need water to make some certain things happen, to make certain reactions happen. In doing so creates byproducts, and you have to figure out what to do with those byproducts. But with one of those byproducts, you can make, you guessed it, another form of power. You can make like fuel rods out of certain byproducts.
Yeah, it's
it's never much of an issue.
I think, or something like that.
Yeah, deuterium.
Yeah, you can use that to make fuel rods for a mini fusion reactor.
Yep.
Matter
of fact, I think by the time you make your in-game item, which is either 2,000 or 5,000 of the universal matrices, you probably haven't really even started your Dyson Sphere yet. You might have a small swarm before you quote-unquote finish the game. It's post-game that you make your full-on Dyson Spheres. So it's not that hard of a game, even.
That's the other cool thing is once you start making your Dyson Sphere, like with your little swarms and stuff, you can use the power from it too.
Yep, you just make little relay stations to bring it back to your
planet. You make little relay stations and it'll send it back to your planet, so you can actually use the power.
I mean, that's your goal, is Dyson Sphere power.
Yeah, the goal is to steal all the power from the sun so you can make the matrices and send that back to the big computer on wherever the fuck your person's from, so everyone else in society can live in virtual reality and be happy no matter what.
The game basically makes it aware that you're playing a game. It's like, oh yeah, you need to get power so you can keep living in your virtual world. It's like, eh, fuck you. But yes, I'll do it.
I do think the premise is it's not forced on your person. It's like you don't have to do this. It's like you chose to do this. It's like you wanted to go out and explore, and
yeah, you're part of the Pioneer program.
Yeah, and be one of the pioneers that helps keep everyone else happy, which is really cool.
But you also have 64 stars. Well, not all of them are stars. There's some black holes, neutrons. Well, you can make spheres around neutron stars too.
You can make artificial suns too, somehow, some way. I'm not that far yet.
Pocket sun.
Yeah, literally.
So, yeah, you have certain stars put out different amounts of energy other stars. You have to find the right type of star to make the most energy. There's quite a bit for you to bite into, but it's also not super complicated to the point where a casual player is like, man, fuck this.
It seems super fucking daunting, but it's really not that complicated to learn.
Yeah, pretty much.
But there's still like enough there that it can be daunting. Oh, how do I say this? It's like to get to the like end game and like quote unquote finish the game is not that hard, but there is still so much you can do after that that it's just crazy the amount of things you can do and stuff you can make and yeah.
Yeah, you can blunder your way to finishing the game, but to create an entire full Dyson sphere will take some planning. Well, what's our time here? I've drank these long drinks fast enough. I'm starting to feel her.
We're at 57 minutes.
Ooh. Thought about so my stream said it was going on for an hour now, so yeah, we gotta be getting close.
Yeah.
I guess last thing about the game here, since we decided to do a game review. Technically, single player only. You cannot play it with friends unless you mod it. The Icarus mod, I think is what it's called. Yeah.
The Icarus is the name of your mech.
The Icarus is the name of the mech, but I think the mod itself is also just called Icarus, which is a pretty massive mod and allows multiplayer. I don't think this game's on any consoles, so if you're playing it, you're on PC anyway. If you want to play with your friends, it'll take a little bit of setting up to actually download mods and start a server on it, but very possible. But if you want to just get right into a factory builder with friends, you should probably stick to like Satisfactory or Factorio, more so than Dyson Sphere.
It's like I really hope that someday they add in multiplayer support because this game would be fucking fantastic with friends.
I'm almost 98% certain that the devs said not in their plans.
I can understand why, just because of how big it is, but God, it'd be so fun. But I guess mods you can make it work.
Yeah, so mods are there, just like Just Cause 2. Everybody wanted it to be multiplayer. The devs were like, nah, we already released the game. This is during like the 360 PS3 era. Okay, release the game. We're done working on it. There's not going to be multiplayer. The Steam community said, fuck that. We're making the Just Cause 2 with friends mod. Now you can play that game with friends. So, a little bit of modding. You can play it with friends, but officially, it's a solo game. So just keep that in mind before you jump into it.
There's still plenty of shit to do for you by yourself.
Oh, yeah. If you're on PC playing with friends anyway, probably on Discord, stream the game. Stream the game, and if you have any questions, be like, hey, what do you guys think of my setup? People pop in and be like, oh, yeah, it looks good. Or, no, you can make that a little better.
Yeah. Speaking of that, join our Discord if you feel so inclined. I'll put the link to it in the show description.
Have we linked to the... I mean, you do basically all of that. Have you linked that at all?
I did it in the past, but the last however many episodes we did since we restarted, I have completely forgot about it. So I will start doing that again.
We do have a Discord. It's called Nerds with Chainsaws. Obviously, we are the admins. We're the hosts. We have a YouTube bot just so that we can post the casts onto the Discord itself and give you guys a quick link to it. The recording studio where we actually film our cast is locked to the general public. However, we have a chat for the stuff we talk about in the cast. So if you are in the Discord and you're listening to what we're talking about, kind of like last time we are talking about Empire at War, and I was like, check out this massive fucking ship that crashed my entire computer when it got summoned. The picture's there. You can actually see what we're talking about. And in addition to that, we also have some general voice chats. So if we get enough people listening to us and actually in the Discord, we might do some what do you want to call it? Some subscriber interviews, I suppose. Have everyone sitting in the general, and we'll pull you up to the studio and take some field questions.
Have a chat with you, yeah.
We don't post much to the rest of the channel, but as it grows, more stuff will grow.
Yep.
Damn, these long drinks are going down easy now. Yeah, if we would love to chat with y'all. However many people are actually in here. I'm not sure what the numbers are.
It's like I haven't checked in a while. I couldn't tell you.
But for those of you who are watching, if you're not among the friends and family that we've actually told about this, if you just somehow stumbled upon this through Spotify, Apple, Samsung, any of those podcast categories, you somehow stumbled upon us.
We're on Spotify, Amazon, Samsung, Podcast Index, Listen Notes, RSS.com, Apple Podcasts, I think, maybe. I don't know. I don't know if you set that up or not.
That is Apple Podcasts. I think we're on Apple Podcasts.
I don't know. And then,
but if you somehow stumbled upon us with the very minimal advertising that we've done, we'd love to have you in the Discord. Love to have some feedback that's not from people we already know that are trying to be nice to our feelings.
We need some feedback from people who will hurt our feelings.
Exactly. Criticism is good. Also, we don't do this as a full-time thing right now. It's a pretty minimal part-time cast. So if we actually start getting some people that care about this, I'd be willing to put in some actual effort, actually get some good equipment. I'm running off of a fucking blue snowball.
Which for the price is a really good microphone, I will say.
It's pretty good, but there's definitely way better out there.
Yeah.
I don't have any sound deadening in this room. It's about as minimal as I can get for a podcasting setup.
Gotta start somewhere.
That you do. I'm going to start trying to record some of the games we play in. If they pertain to the type of games we talk about on the channel, maybe I'll post some to the Discord. Even more reason to join.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about making us like a joint kind of gaming channel at some point, maybe, but to go along with the cast.
See, this will add a little bit of time here.
It's fine.
That's all right. I saw this video. Anybody watching, I highly recommend anybody to watch this video. Actually, it's not by a creator that most people would probably ever watch, to be honest. Let me find the video here. Here we go. It was posted 10 days ago. I think I watched it when it came out. Ooh, excuse me. The YouTuber's name in question, his name is Tectone. Tectone. He's a gacha game YouTuber. It's how I found him. It's like Star Rail, Genshin, all that kind of shit. Since I started playing Star Rail, I watched a couple of Star Rail videos, and now my fucking feed's full of anime chicks. It's a vicious cycle. But anyway, Tectone is a guy you either love or you hate, and I'm kind of on the side of loving him. He posted a video 10 days ago that the thumbnail is all black with just big white letters that says "Stop," and the title for the video is "You Are Ruining Your Life." Matter of fact, I'll just post the link. You'll see the podcast chat. Boop.
There you go. You could see that if you were on the Discord.
This video, I actually recommend anybody to watch. It might be the kick in the nuts you need. The entire premise of the video is, funny enough, it's fucking AI. What's his name? It's fucking Dragon Ball, not the main Vegeta. It's a fucking AI Vegeta voice reading through a script of all the ways that you're fucking your life up, and how to stop caring about what other people think, to stop caring about the pressures put on you by life and other people, to do what you need to do what you want to do. And I mean, I enjoy cybersecurity stuff. I'm not sad about going to college at all. It's a good thing to have done. But I've always kind of had the want to do content creation. I mean, I've played games for literally my entire life. Before I was even born, my dad bought a Game Boy Color while my mom was in labor. His reasoning was it was for the baby. It was not for the baby. He just wanted to fucking play some games while my mom was giving birth. But he bought it under the pretense of it was for the baby. And little did he know that was actually going to be true. I have that in my book bag right now. I've played games my entire life before I could even read. And I've always had the idea of it'd be cool to make YouTube videos. It'd be cool to earn a living from YouTube. I've tried a couple of times, not very hard, but I've posted a couple of videos. I'm like, wow, these are shit. I'm just going to stop. This video was a very good motivator. And so this coming weekend here, I'm going to actually sit down, spend some time setting it up. The whole premise is if you don't stop listening to what everybody wants you to be, do what you want to do, and don't lie to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, fucking do it. It's going to take some effort to do. It's going to take some effort to make yourself what you want to be. But after making that effort, your life has a much better chance of smooth sailing from there. Will I be good at content creation? I don't know. If it goes bad, I'll resign from it and I'll stay to my cybersecurity path. But after watching that video, I'm gonna give it its due diligence. I'm gonna give it a shot. So I highly recommend everybody to watch that video.
It's like I'm kind of in the same boat with my other channel I have, my outdoors channel. That's the first channel I've really actually put even I can't say I put a lot of effort into the videos on there, but I do it consistently, and I do put it takes a little bit of effort to upload consistently, and it's doing decent. I've over 200 subscribers now on there, and I upload fucking once a week or something like that. And all my videos,
that's way better than I've ever done.
I was like, all of my videos get at least 400 views, at least for the shorts wise. Most of my long form content gets at least 20 views. I'm like, that's way better consistency than I've had on any other channel, and it's just because I put in the effort, and I have fun doing it.
That's just the thing. Anytime I've ever tried in the past, I've barely put even a modicum of effort into it. My first channel I ever made, I'll out myself here. You probably can't even find it. It's probably deleted off YouTube, to be honest. It was called Pancake Miner. That was during the golden age of Minecraft YouTube, when it first became a thing. Tobuscus was playing Minecraft. I was like, oh fuck, I'm doing YouTube, but I need something goofy if it's gonna be a Minecraft YouTube channel. Fucking Pancake Miner. We're mining pancakes. I forgot who it was, if it was Sky Does Minecraft or something. But it was all about butter. Gold was butter. I want to make some pancakes.
I remember that shit.
Yeah. It Venom. It might have been Venom. That did the butter thing. But anyway, I recorded a fucking video off of my iPod Touch. I recorded the screen on my computer with my iPod Touch. Just set it up, recorded the audio, everything. That's what I did. I didn't even edit it. I just posted like a 20-minute video from that. Obviously, it got zero traction. I get like 1 view, and it was from myself, and I just gave up. And that's pretty much been the story with everything I've tried content creation-wise. And
Didn't do stop motion stuff?
I never did stop motion.
Oh, damn. I looked up Pancake Miner. That's the only thing that comes up in its videos from 12 years ago.
Yeah, no, I highly doubt you will find anything regarding that channel. It just got deleted by YouTube.
If you want to look up, I'm pretty sure it's still up, my original channel. It was me and my cousin. Let's see if I can find it.
I did another one similar where I just recorded Jak 2, the second game of Jak and Daxter. I did the same fucking thing, just recorded it on my iPod.
It's still up. If you want to watch my very old Minecraft videos, this channel has 52 subscribers. It is called Darkcraft Gaming, or at Darkcraft957.
I think I've seen some of these.
The oldest video is 11 years ago. There's one video of me and my cousin in the basement. I apologize for my voice; it was terrible. But yeah.
Oh my god, yeah. I have seen this. This is you have the fucking stock image of Steven the Skeleton.
Yep. So if you want to go back 12 years in the past and see what I was up to on YouTube, you can go see it. I've had a couple other channels since then, but I haven't really done anything with. But yeah, that was our original channel. We tried pretty hard for a while, but there's so much gaming content out there, it's hard to do.
Oh my god, yes, I've seen the aw crap video, bowling pin balloon fail.
Yeah.
If Minecraft was real. Yeah, I've watched this channel before. Why the fuck? Oh, Spencer's old channel. That was like about years.
Spencer's channel's on here. Chase Browse is Darkcraft Chase. And VTX Ninja, I'm pretty sure it's Dante.
Man, fucking Dante. It is Dante, Jesus Christ. I got jump scared by his face.
I was like, I haven't looked at any of those channels in a long time.
Hello.
Oh god, it autoplayed. Please stop that.
With the going over a bit of time here. Watch that video. It might just be the motivation you need to do the thing you want to do.
Just get out there and fucking do it if you want to do it.
That's what he goes into. Tectone stops the video a lot through the video and puts his own... Because it's him reacting to the video, and he puts a lot of his own input on there. And he's like, yeah, just get out there and do it. You'll never know if you don't do it. And if you're bad at it, at least now you know. Stop doing it and do something else. But now you know.
Exactly.
Because I guess he's helped a ton of other YouTubers actually get their footing. And he's like, I've told dozens of other YouTubers, just stop YouTubing. You're not good at this, and you don't seem to want to put the effort in to be good at this. So do something else. And if that's how it is, that's how it is. But I've wanted to do it forever, and I've just always put it off. I've been scared to do it. So this weekend I'm gonna pull the trigger on it.
Yeah, that's kind of what moving away from Hayes kind of gave me, was that little boost. It's like, well, fucking no one out here knows who I am. I don't really give a shit if they see my videos. So, and everyone in Hayes is fucking 5 hours away. So who gives a shit what they think if they see it? So,
well, that's the first premise of the video: is stop fucking caring about other people.
Yep.
I've always cared very little about random strangers' opinions, but I'll admit I do. I do care a little bit about what people think about me. And I'm like, why the fuck do I? I've only met this person one time and I'm never gonna meet him again. What the fuck do I care about what they think of me? So, it's a good watch. Check it out. With that being said, I think we're probably around, what, an hour and 10?
Hour 16.
Damn, a little off. But we'll call her there.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you guys for listening to our ramblings today. Went in a few different directions. I got myself in trouble talking about some security shit, but cross that bridge when we get there. With that being said, again, thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you guys next time.
Yep. See you guys next Thursday.